Hey everybody, Hunter, Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, and just a country cook, Steve Hall, here in Nashville, Tennessee, along with pretty Miss Sheila running that camera. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
Today we're going to make lobster rolls, Maine lobster rolls, and we're going to make Old Bay sweet corn. What do I mean by Old Bay sweet corn? A few recipes back, I did a low country boil with sausage and potatoes and all kinds of goodies, shrimp and sweet corn with Old Bay, and when we turned the camera off, everything was delicious. I started snacking on everything, but I just couldn't leave that sweet corn alone. So we're going to do specifically Old Bay sweet corn to go along with our lobster rolls. So come on over here and let's put these babies in the water. Now, one thing you don't want to do is overcook your lobster tails. I got these at the store the other day. They were frozen. I put them in the refrigerator overnight. Then I even put them in some ice cold water for a few hours in the refrigerator just to kind of make sure they were really thawed. And I'm going to plunk them in this water right now for 3 minutes because they're only 5 ounces apiece. And 5 ounces requires 3 minutes, actually 2 to 4, but I only want to do it about 3. I kind of want to poach them, so to speak. Then I'm going to put them in ice water to stop the cooking process so when I cut it up, they're not overdone. We'll see you in exactly 3 minutes. All right. It's only been about 2.5 minutes, but one of them's starting to curl up in a little C, and if it gets too curled up, that C means it's cooked to death. So about 2.5 to 3 minutes at the most. And I'm going to put these over in this bowl. Can you see this bowl, Sheila?
Yeah.
All right, fantastic. I'm going to pour some ice in there. Start chilling these down. Now, are you ready for this? I'm going to put in this same water that I cooked the lobster in, I'm going to put in a tablespoon of sugar. Then I'm going to pour in about 1/2 cup of half and half. Then I'm also going to put in there about 2 tablespoons of Old Bay seasoning. And I'll put all the ingredients in the description box below. Then I'm going to start putting this sweet corn in there. As my lobster are cooling down over here, we're going to be cooking our sweet corn over here in this Old Bay seasoning and this half and half, and yes, a little sugar. Kind of turns them into what I like is super sweet. You get in the fall up in Minnesota. Of course, you get it all over the place, but man, if you've never ate super sweet sweet corn, whoa, you just haven't lived. And that's what we're kind of infusing that sugar into there along with the half and half and that Old Bay seasoning. I'm going to put the lid back on here as soon as I can find my little mitt. We're going to boil this for about 8 minutes. Now, 7 minutes would be kind of crunchy a little bit, and I like that. 10 minutes is kind of too much, so we're going to keep an eye on this. We're only going to boil this about 7.5 to 8 minutes. Now we're going to cool our lobster down over here, and we're going to cut it up. All right, after cooling down for a couple of minutes in here, all right, we'll cut it in half. Pull our meat out of there. And I've been cutting this up over here already, the first tail. And there's so many lobster roll recipes out there where they've got just big honking chunks of lobster. And I like it in about no bigger than about a nickel. I'm sorry, but that's me. I just like it so it's easy to eat. Just in a smaller piece like this. Just about as big as a nickel. And if there's a few little extra pieces here and there, that's fine as well. Get the rest of this meat out of here. All right, we got our last piece out of there. And then we're all about the size of a nickel. We're going to put our meat in this little bowl right here. Now you can overload this recipe with mayonnaise, but you don't want to do that. So I've only got about a teaspoon or 1/2 teaspoon of Dijon mustard and 1/2 teaspoon of mayonnaise, and in that I'm going to put about a teaspoon of celery, real fine chopped, and some green onions, just the stems, about a teaspoon mixed in there. And then I'm going to mix this up just a little bit. And what was in there, did I say Dijon mustard and mayonnaise, Sheila?
You did.
All right, and you notice there's not very much in there because we don't want a mayonnaise sandwich. Then, again, we want to give this just a pinch, about a quarter teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning to give it our little bit of spice.
I don't think you did, but it's gone though.
Well, I got it in there now anyway, didn't I?
It's in there now.
It's in there now. Then we're going to mix this together. Now, it doesn't seem like it has a lot of mayonnaise, and we really don't want that. We just want a real fine coating on all these pieces of lobster. And about a half, maybe a little more than a half a teaspoon of each. And then, of course, our other goodies. Now, there's about 3 ways you can serve this. You can put it in the refrigerator until it's nice and chilled. You can eat it at room temperature, or I think you could actually even heat it up and make a hot sandwich. But as much as I like lobster hot dipped in butter, I think I'm going to go with the chilled. So let's put this in the refrigerator and we'll be right back with you. All right, our sweet corn is done. Boiled in that half and half. The water from our lobster, Old Bay seasoning, and a heaping teaspoon of sugar, or a tablespoon of sugar, either one. That depends upon how sweet you want your sweet corn. Let's move this over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of a frying pan on top here so I can do this bread. Let's switch this around. Now, when I see a lot of people make bruschetta and stuff like that, they use butter, olive oil, and then they rub garlic on the bread. Well, I ain't into rubbing and doing all that stuff, so I got about a quarter of a stick of butter, about a teaspoon of olive oil, and my handy dandy little chunky garlic stir-in paste. I'm going to put about that much right there. I'm going to stir this up. I'll show you what I'm going to do here with this. All right, we're going to have a little fun with our sub rolls here. Now, you could cut them in half, put your lobster roll fillings in the middle, but I'm going to actually cut the side off of this. And I'll use that bread, I'll dry that bread out. Cut both sides off, kind of pull it back open a little bit. Perfect. You do this one over here. Should I have a bread knife for this, Sheila, or is a steak knife okay?
Looks like that's going pretty good.
Yeah, it just looks like that. It's a struggle over on this end of the camera, but that's all right. But anyway, I want to get these flat sides here, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that mixture that I just made in that little cup right there, and I'm going to butter up the edges of these rolls and put them in my hot frying pan over here. You can hear it sizzling already, and I'll do the top half once I get over there. Perfect. We'll give this a little more butter, and like I said, I'll do something with them strips of bread. I'll let it dry out and make breadcrumbs out of it.
That's what I was thinking for you to do, is bring that little bowl over there in the middle.
Oh, that little bowl over here?
Yeah.
Is that better, little director girl?
Yes.
All right. Now we're going to brown up both sides of these rolls here. Take a peek at this. Not yet, not yet. We're going to get them nice and brown. Fry them up. See in just a little bit when we get both sides browned up, just beautiful. All right, look how nice they turned out. That is awesome. Isn't that beautiful? Now what we're going to do,
Beautiful.
Well, thank you, darling. What we're going to do is let these cool for just a little bit, and then we're going to cut it not quite to this end and not quite to this end and not quite to the bottom. We're going to see if we can't peel that apart a little bit and stuff that with our lobster stuff. Let's let this cool just a little bit. Be right back with you. This is kind of dangerous, but the only way I could cut this without collapsing it is cut upward down here. So watch your fingers. Keep your fingers out of the way. Because when I tried cutting this way, it wanted to smash this little roll over here. So I flipped it over the other direction. Now, open our little rolls up here. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. And there's just enough of our lobster roll mixture to fill 2 of these sandwiches. One for me and one for Shishi. Look at there. Wow, look at there. Isn't that just beautiful?
Great.
Stuffing it right full of lobster meat. Ooh, I knew one chunk would dive over the side. It always does. There it is. I see it, Sheila. I see it. How am I doing?
Good.
All right. Now you could put a little parsley on top of here, or I got an idea. I'll be right back. I had to take a break for a second to run and get. That is so good. Just a little bit of dill, not very much. Just a little sprinkle of dill on top here. Kind of go with that mayonnaise-based deliciousness. Then, let's plate this up. Let me get a neat little platter here to put these on. How's that look, Sheila? Looking good. Now wait, don't count me out. A little dish that Sheila just got back from the microwave. Put in almost a whole stick of butter, and we're going to put in quite a bit. I'd say at least a heaping tablespoon of Old Bay seasoning in there. I'll tell you, I just love that on that sweet corn. Of course, it's not all going to get on the sweet corn, but it will be enough. Stir that in there. That sweet corn has just cooled down enough so we can handle it now. It's just hot. It's just perfect for eating right now. And then we're going to tumble it in that Old Bay. Ooh, that's a little piece. I'll save him over here. I want to get the bigger pieces for the camera. What do you think, Sheila?
Looks good.
It does
Really
look.
good.
It looks delicious, don't it? All right.
Amazing what a red dish will do.
Here's our Maine lobster rolls with our Old Bay sweet corn. Nothing goes better with seafood, I think, than some sweet corn. All right. Well, I guess we are going to use that little one to make it even with the whirl. And just tumble it in that butter, and just enough of that Old Bay gets on there. See, it's real thick in there, but it's not thick on the corn because it is just delicious. What do you think, Sheila?
Looks awesome.
It does look awesome. Fantastic. If you're used to putting a little bit of salt on your sweet corn and butter, man, don't worry about it. It's all in there because there's enough salt in that Old Bay seasoning. Oh, look at that. The bottom part is just wonderful. Hold on a second. And my dentures didn't even fly out or nothing. That is delicious.
When did you get dentures?
I never did, but let me try this once. Man, our little roll is grilled on both sides. That. Okay, I'm done chewing now. We can go to a wide shot, Sheila. Man, we have just made a mess over here. We got cutting boards and pots and pans and dirty dishes, and I don't care. We'll clean it up later because right now these rolls are fried on both sides, stuffed with all the ingredients with a little bit of that Dijon mustard and the mayonnaise and all the other goodies. The sweet corn rolled in that butter and Old Bay, and I love lobster, and I love these lobster rolls. That was delicious. But isn't that something? You can have lobster from Maine or flown in from Australia or whatever and still want to reach over here and grab the sweet corn. I love that sweet corn with that Old Bay. It just complements everything, and it's kind of my favorite. How can that be over lobster? Well, It just is. It's delicious. We hope you enjoy this recipe, and we really hope you subscribe to our channel. Little Shotgun Red's face will pop up over here in a little bit. When it does, it'll say subscribe, check mark, and then right next to subscribe is a little bell. If you click on that, it'll notify you every time we come out with a new recipe. Now, as we're doing this recipe right now, we just passed 55,000 subscribers. And if you've subscribed to our channel but you haven't clicked that bell, you can go back and do that. I got thinking one day, wouldn't that be something if everybody that's subscribed clicked the bell, and when we came out with a new recipe, it sent out a notification to 55,000 subscribers and they all watched it, it would get 55,000 views in one day. Whew, we're doing great. We're up to 10% of that. We're all like 5,000 views now, and we couldn't be happier, but I would just really like to see that happen one time, just to flip us out. I don't know. I think that's kind of cool. We'll put another recipe up over here in a little bit. When you click on that, you can watch that recipe. And don't forget to check out our website. Is that why you're tilting your little head to the side, Sheila? ShotgunRed.com. Now, you don't have to go there to get any of these ingredients. They're right below the video. If you look below the video, it'll say show more. Click on that. It'll drop down the recipe. You can copy it and paste it in whatever you want to print it out in so you can have the recipe. But is this the most delicious lobster roll with Old Bay sweet corn you ever ate? If it ain't, it ought to be. This is Steve Hall in Nashville, Tennessee, saying I hope I haven't talked too much. I'm just kind of excited today. This is a great recipe. Sheila's doing a great job, and you guys are watching our stuff. Say goodnight, Sheila.
Good night, Sheila.
Bye-bye for now.